go. And you're live.
Welcome everybody to the Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour. Every Tuesday we get together with other small businesses from 7 p.m. to approximately 9 p.m. We kind of play with it, but we're going to highlight small businesses every week. Why? Because we're the underdogs ourselves. We have several small businesses ourselves, and we know how hard it is to get support and love from family and friends. So we're that family and friends for our local small businesses. We are here for them. We're here to support them. Before we get into this show, I want to reach out to my cohort over here and see if there's any announcements she wants to get to before we get started.
Just everybody keep in mind, our next show is Crazy Creativity with Wendy Quick. We'll be discussing the upcoming fundraiser fashion show that we're having on April 2nd. If you have not already got your tickets yet, please get with us so we can send you the link to get your tickets. It's going to be an absolutely amazing event. We're going to have a lot of wonderful designers in the building, vendors in the building, and it's to raise money for domestic violence. So definitely let us know if you are interested in going to that event, or if you want to be a vendor at that event, you definitely can. But stay tuned for 8:30. That show will be live, and we'll talk more about that at that time. Also, want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors and appreciate them, because we wouldn't be who we are without them, for sure. We start with AVP Graphics. Anybody that's seen our vehicle, seen how it's wrapped, even though it's in the shop right now. But they are the ones responsible for wrapping our entire vehicle and did an absolutely amazing job. Whether you have storefront windows, a vehicle, anything like that, they are the best people to get with for that. Pause Impact, Pause with Benefits, and Pause Mobile Mechanic is another sponsor of Real Talk 100 radio station. They are for low-income families that if you were to go into the hospital and had no one to take care of your pets, Pause with Benefits takes care of that for you at no charge. And then Pause Mobile Mechanics is for low-income families that can't afford to take their car to a regular mechanic or to a dealership. They work around your budget. Very good company to deal with. Boogie's Boiling, of course, everybody sees us always with our seafood boil and our sauce. They have the most amazing seafood sauce in all of the world, I say. Even better yet, definitely in Houston. So if you want to order boil pans, they're going to start doing the coolers here soon, and they have amazing sauce. And then, of course, our furniture store, Right on Time Furniture, located on Louetta for all of your residential and commercial needs. Edwards Empire, Maybay Life for your social media influencer. And if you are looking to get numbers on your pages, you're looking to get monetized, you can get under their wing and they'll hold your hand through the process. We also have Willie Ray's Q Shack from Grand Rapids, Iowa. And of course, Houston Angels, which is our nonprofit organization for homeless, disaster relief, domestic abuse, and veterans. And then, especially for this show tonight, we have Let 'em Eat Food and Catering and Craving Cakes. Thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor, please let us know.
You were long-winded tonight, huh?
I know, right? I almost took my own breath away.
I usually have to. I'm usually over here writing notes, y'all. Just a little backstory. I'm usually over here writing notes, and she'll cut it off, and I'll be like, oh, okay, you're ready. But tonight she was long-winded. I appreciate that. You gave them all the nuggets tonight.
I need my breath.
Katy, Texas. I just want to add on to her announcements. Katy, Texas. Let 'em Eat Catering. Y'all check him out. He's a local cook here in Houston, a local chef. Because it sells Chef Dulce. You're not gonna be upset at all. You're not gonna be disappointed at all if you give his food a try. He cooks everything. I've seen everything. What, Lisa, from steaks and potatoes all the way to hamburgers. I've seen it all.
Shrimp and grits.
Yes,
his
ma'am.
Chicken wings are to die for.
Yes, ma'am.
Ooh,
yes, ma'am. I believe he's working on a storefront right now, correct?
Mm-hmm.
He's working on a storefront, but right now, I forgot the numerics on the address.
Oh, it's a brand new address. So I'm actually texting him now to get that address. He's no longer where he was.
Okay.
He's opening up so they're in the middle of a build out right now. So once the build out is complete, then his food will be up here every Tuesday for us to definitely enjoy. So we'll have that address soon.
Just hashtag let them eat. Not let them eat. Let them. That's LETEMEAT. Hashtag let them eat. And you'll see everything we're talking about here. I didn't mean to cut you off. What you said?
No, I just said I'll be here late on Tuesday.
You were definitely going to want to be here late on Tuesday.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Are you sure?
I'm ready. Make it happen.
He's a hell of a cook. Hell of a cook.
Yes.
He's brought us chicken wings. He's brought us shrimp and grits. He's brought us some kind of pasta. I forgot what it was. But anyway, Let Him Eat is the sponsor of this show. No more further ado. Let's get to this. Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour. We get together every Tuesday to empower and uplift other small businesses. This week is no different. This week I have my notes written down. So if you keep seeing me look down, it's because I don't want to mess this name up. It's Lily of the Valley LLC, y'all. Lily of the Valley LLC is all about taking food straight from the garden, straight to your table. Did I say that right?
Lily of the Valley.
You missed the word.
Oh, I missed the whole word.
Form.
I still found a way.
It's
Lisa,
okay.
look, Lisa didn't give you notes, so she was like, "You gonna forget?"
Yeah. He butchers everybody's name
I do
every
it
week. Every week.
Every week, I think it's kind of a little bit of nervousness. I mean, I'm very confident when I get on film, but it's trying to be perfect and say the right things at all times. I put too much pressure on myself. But it's Lily of the Valley Farms LLC.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about eating healthy. So if you're about eating healthy, this show is for you. We're going to get to that right now. So I won't screw nothing else up. I want you to tell our listening audience what Lily of the Valley Farms is all about.
Absolutely. Well, I'm DEVONKA,
Hey, Devonka.
and that is Miss
Christina. Hi, everyone.
Hey, Christine.
And Lily of the Valley Farms is a sustainable farm. We teach people in the urban areas how to grow their own food in confined spaces. If you have a balcony or if you have a little bit of area, I can show you how to grow a good portion of your own food. The reason that, well, I'm a country girl. We're country. When I say country, I mean dirt roads, getting up all times of night with our animals, country. Like,
Okay.
We kill our own, we slaughter our own meat, everything.
So you're not from Houston.
I'm not. I'm from Hempstead, Texas.
That explains it. That explains it. Because unless you're from Acres Home, you don't live like that.
Well, hey.
Go ahead.
But when I came and started living in the city and started working in corporate America and all this other different stuff, we start buying our stuff from the grocery store. And it has led to a lot of health issues for me personally. Like, I have battled diabetes and high blood pressure and everything. And it clicked for me, girl, go back to your roots. Your grandfather ate pork every day of his life and he lived to 100 and something. Like pork. But we raised it.
So it was raised. Okay.
We raised it. It didn't come from Kroger's.
Okay.
And it's so much that goes into our food that we don't know. So much that goes into the processing and the preserving of our food
basis. Yeah.
that we don't know. And even when you go buy something that's organic, if it's not straight from the farm, and you have to know what your farmer is putting into their soil, what kind of herbicides they're using, you got to know what's going in your
pesticides
food.
And all of that.
Absolutely. So we are sustainable farmers. And that is my passion, my joy, my happy place, and I love to cook. So that's something that God blessed us with because it's in our blood. So Lily of the Valley Farm, my daughter is Lily. That's where that came from. And everything has kind of spun off from that.
Okay. Nice introduction. Before I hand the microphone to Christina.
Yes.
I messed up again.
It's okay. We got you.
Before I hand the microphone over to Christina, to our listening audience and to our guests tonight, I have to forewarn you that I'm a bit silly, so forgive me ahead of time. I have to censor myself on this show, and I'll do my best. Check this out. You told me You don't care if we're raising farm animals, we're raising our own, raising farm animals or growing our own vegetables. You said you don't care if we're on a balcony, correct? You're going to teach me how to do that.
Absolutely.
So, I wanted a cow. I just raise it on the balcony.
Lord.
Well, I can get you. Hey, hold on. We can get you a miniature. We can get you. Maybe not a cow, but I'll get you a goat. I can get you a little pygmy goat.
All right.
And you'll have milk and butter and whatever.
Right out there on the balcony.
Right out there on the balcony.
For real?
For real.
We're going to get back to that in a minute.
Absolutely.
I had to be silly one time. Christina, what do you have to add so far to what DEVONKA had to say about Lily of the Farm?
I mean, it was just pretty simple, straight to the point, as she said. What we getting back to our roots, because I'm from Louisiana country, not Texas country, Louisiana country. So the combination of Texas and Louisiana, the countryness that we have in our background, but also I grew up the same way. We grew our own vegetables. I didn't like the way we had to but I had to bring my own chicken neck at one point in my life. So when it's homegrown, it's a totally different level. You get the nutrients you need. It's not all filled with all the chemicals like we said before. So it's just, even with the society that we live in and people's living, a lot of people like us, we live in a city, so we want to be able to do that at home. So that's just those services that we provide, and it's not just short term, it's long term as well.
Long-term healthy living, y'all. I did a little work in West Texas, and I forgot what they were growing out there, but I was out there and we were building commercial greenhouses for the farmers in West Texas, and I used to see them fly over with the foggers, with the chemicals, and I'd be like, and they would instruct us, okay, y'all, make sure you wear your mask. Make sure you wear your mask, and I'm going, wear my mask.
Absolutely.
We gotta eat this. So
Absolutely.
and that made me think of my grandmother always used to rinse her food. So I'm grandma, how innocent kids are. Grandma, why are you rinsing the lettuce? And I didn't understand it as a kid. But now fast forward that I saw them fathers, I'm like, oh,
Absolutely.
okay.
Everything. You got to think about it. What goes on that? What's sprayed on the corn that's feeding the cows, that's feeding the chickens or whatever. Or if you go to these commercial plants that are growing chickens or whatnot, it's deplorable. It really is. It's bad. And there's a lot of disease. So they pump them up with steroids to keep them from catching diseases. And then the Cornish cross is normally, I'm honing in on chicken because a lot of people eat chicken, And the Cornish cross is the go-to chicken for meat production. And they're unhealthy birds. They are not really the best bird for our consumption, but they grow really quickly. So it's really economically friendly, but it's not healthy.
So you're saying we're eating, what'd you say, Cornish hens? What'd you say?
Cornish cross. It's a type of breed of chicken.
A breed of chicken. Okay, so it's actually a chicken, but it's
a chicken that was genetically modified. Like they went to a lab and they crossed different heritage breeds of chicken,
really?
To create a bird that would grow fast and develop big. If you get a Cornish cross and you let them live past 8 or 10 weeks, because they're not normally cold at like 6 weeks. If you let them live past 8 weeks, they're going to die. They're going to have a heart attack and die.
Because they're growing too fast.
They're growing too fast.
Okay.
They're putting up too much fat, and like they get these big breasts. Like when you go to Food Town and you buy them packs of breasts and they be gifted. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Those,
and they be double D. Okay.
right.
Okay.
So what we do is we love heritage breeds. Those are the breed. They taste better. Number one,
That's store-bought, right?
no.
What is heritage breed?
Breeds are they're not genetically modified. They're the old strains of the natural stuff, what God intended it to be. They haven't been crossed up and they haven't been crossed up and like modified for their attributes, So it was the natural, I guess, selection of the fittest, I guess you could say. that develop these heritage breeds. So most times when you get a heritage breed, for example, a heritage breed hog, your meat is going to taste better. They're going to have a better temperament. They're going to, it's healthier for you. There's more protein per ounce, all of that good jazz. So we study that stuff. And even in our vegetables, like when we get our seeds, GMO versus non-GMO, all that good jazz. We look at that.
Like a deacon in a church.
Hey man,
You're taking me too fast. You're taking me too fast. I've always been in the gym, but I don't know what an HMO is, HOE is. No, I'm just playing.
Genetically modified.
I don't know the difference. Break it down for our listeners. Break it down.
So
what did I say wrong?
GMO
Insurance coverage. We talking about food, not insurance coverage.
like nowadays. Oh, you okay? You're no joke.
I'm just being silly, y'all. Y'all break it down for me. What is an HMO?
GMO, genetically modified. HMO is that insurance,
Okay.
but GMO are genetically modified foods, are seeds, things like that.
Okay.
So we get non-genetically modified seeds, and we always try. This is something that I learned. My grandfather actually taught me this. When you are planting a crop, or you planting your garden, you have your bees and everything, your pollinators, right? That they go and they pollinate everything so it can flourish. Well, if you did not use genetically modified seeds, but Billy across the way did, and things are cross-pollinated, it makes no difference whether your stuff was genetically modified or not. So what we're trying to do is trying to spread awareness in growing areas about using seeds and starters that are not genetically modified. Because when we go to the grocery store, most of everything that you eat or you see is genetically modified.
Everything in the grocery store.
Just about everything that's canned. If it says organic, you have to be very, very particular and read the label. And sometimes you even have to research where it came from, because parts with the USDA only requires us to have so much regulation to have our organic license, to be able to label our stuff organic. Are the producers truly using organic methods?
Listen very closely, listening audience. Just because it says organic
does not mean it's always all the way organic. It doesn't mean that it's what you think you're getting.
If I missed it, explain again. How can they tell? How can they differentiate between it actually being organic?
Well, a lot of things are labeled. You read your labels. It's just as simple as it can be. If you're not able to transition so quickly to providing those fruits and vegetables or grow at home, read your labels. Read where they're like, if they're saying organic, then does it say no GMO organic? Because like we said before, that could be a strong possibility. It could say organic, but it could be grown in the same area, the same place, and it's just like she's not cross contamination. I would say crossbreed. And you'll still be getting something that unfortunately is not 100% organic, especially in what like for example, with the farm in itself. When we say sustainable, meaning we go by the season. You sow and you seed in season. A lot of our organic products they're being grown throughout the year. We look at the details of things. If you're going to be a natural grower, go by the season. It's going to be at its best at the season compared to us trying to grow it year round. So there's so many things that plays into part, even with you have to be careful and it's simple to read.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem in today's society.
Convenience.
A lot of people don't want to read.
Right.
And I know the lettering on the back. I'm just going to pretend this is a can of corn, a can of green beans, maybe, or spinach. I know those little bitty words on the back are hard to read, but these ladies are telling you it's very important. If you want organic food back here, you're saying it's going to say organic, but
Yeah.
Or go to a farmer's market, buy local.
Yeah.
Shop local. If you shop local, I can almost, I would say about 89% guarantee you're going to get something that it may not be organic, as in they may not have used all of the baseline organic methods and they're not certified, but they're small farmers. So within their means, they're going to have grown your produce and everything, and it's going to be much better quality. So buy local. If you don't know how to buy local, reach out and we can help you buy local. When COVID hit, one of the things that I ended up doing was we had our base customers, but when COVID hit, everyone couldn't get in the store, so we ended up having to bridge a gap between the farmers markets and the customers because couldn't nobody go nowhere. And then our farmers had a surplus of stuff, so we had to bridge that gap. But I would suggest that anyone that needs to know how to eat organically, how to get rid of all the hormones and steroids and this, that, and this and the third, buy from your local farmers market, grow your own, start simple, grow you some little tomatoes.
Right out there on the balcony. What
Yes.
you got with the cow?
With the goats, with the goat. Grow you some peppers and have your friend across the way grow some cucumbers. And then y'all share. That's called community.
Okay. Question. I have to backpedal just a little bit. You said you said purchase your produce from local farmers. Well, purchase everything from local farmers, whether it's your meats, whether it's your vegetables, whether it's your fruits, whatever.
Honey, I mean, you can pretty much get a way. Of course, as human beings, you can get so much from the farmers market, and not even there's so many that you'll have access to throughout the day. So world convenience is key for us. There's farmers markets that are on Thursday evenings. There's farmers markets that are on not just on Saturday and Sunday, because a lot of misconception was that, I'm not available on Saturday and Sunday to be there early in the morning. There's a lot of farmers markets that are available throughout the week, and if I'm not mistaken, we've already had that. We have that on our website. We'll have it to where we'll have it in those areas. There's a few that I know just on the other side of Houston, like the Galleria area. They have one on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, at the Catholic Church, right off of Beltway 8 in West Summer. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. But there's one on Thursday evening, and that was convenient for me because at the time I can't grow it myself, but I can go there. So it's just, it's all based on availability, but besides being provided for you, you gotta look around. There's availability, definitely.
I'm hearing, as I'm listening to the ladies speak, listening audience, I keep hearing, I forget my guy's name, my guy that just retired from HEB. Buy from local farmers. I keep hearing his name, I keep hearing his voice reverberating in my head. And what was his name? I can't remember his name, but salute to him. He's been with us for as long as I can remember on the commercials on HEB. But I keep hearing him and seeing the commercial where he'll have buy from local farmers and a sign behind his head, and he might have a farmer up there talking. So my question to you ladies are they included? Or should we be more specific and tell the listening audience to go to the local, the farmers market?
If you know a farmer, if you want to hit our Facebook page and we can get you in touch with farmers, if we don't have something in season, because we strictly go by seasons, like she mentioned, or if it's something that's not, we do a little aquaponics and a little hydroponics, but not a lot. So if it's something that we don't have, and say we know that Hempstead is about to start pumping out these watermelons that are the best in the nation, we can hook you up with the best growers. I mean,
you see how she put a plug out to the hometown? You see that?
But let me tell you, it took me, y'all don't know, I am fighting for my life right now. And it took me hitting a brick wall with my health and possibly not being here for my daughter to come back to my senses like, okay, girl, self-care is important. You know how to do this. You've been doing this. You do this for other people. When I cater an event, I cater with organic food. Like I give them the best. Why am I any less? Like why am I not taking care of DEVONKA?
Right.
And that was hard for me. Like when I realized that, girl, you're not doing this right. You have given everything and everybody everything that they needed, but you're not going to be here. Fix it.
Let me ask you a quick question, and then I have to bounce back to HEB because I think I went over y'all's head. Me personally, I know for a fact because I saw the foggers going over the crop busters going over the crops out in West Texas. I know there's chemicals on our food, so I do my best to rinse as much as I can. But my question is, I try to counterbalance what I eat, what I drink, by flushing myself out with plenty of vegetables, plenty of water. I drink, you can ask her, I may as well be a walking bottle of water because I drink at least 10 bottles, maybe 8 to 10 bottles a day. Easy. My question is the counterbalance, and this is related to what you said. You said you were killing yourself. So I know that there's germs, not germs, there's chemicals in our food, there's preservatives in our food, and my counter is to flush myself out with as much healthy as I can get, whether it's preservatives in that can or not. I've eaten plenty of vegetables, so it's coming out, basically.
But
it's
what's
coming out. The fruits and vegetables and the water.
Exactly.
I don't know.
What's staying in? What chemicals from that is staying in?
What's staying in? Exactly. That's the question.
So everything you eat, put it like this. Let's talk about our digestive system. So you consume, let's say you eat a salad. Oh, good thinking, girl. Okay, so you know how we always get these alerts that there's an E. coli breakout, don't eat the salad? Okay, so let me give you this. So we buy a bag of salad. We don't spin the salad, wash the salad, basically. We buy it out of that bag that says 3 times rinse, eat it, ready to eat.
Okay.
And then, exactly. And then you eat it, but in your stomach, we have acids that break down our food. So when they're breaking everything down, this E. coli and what other pesticides is being absorbed into your system, into your organs. It goes through your liver mix bowel that's held in your gallbladder. So a lot of times that bowel is what breaks your food down and helps you helps you expel everything. But those pesticides and that E. coli and everything that's on that salad that you didn't wash gets absorbed into your organs. And that's what's left over. Yes, the fiber comes out, but the bad stuff stays in. So
I'm gonna cry.
Don't cry. They have things like
she tells me all the time because I drink. I don't mean to cut you off. Hold your thought. I'm not a heavy drinker. Like I gotta get wasted every time. No, I can get me a drink, maybe 3 or 4 fingers, drink it, go get another one go get one drink at the beginning of the night, go get another drink at the end of the night, and I'm gonna sip. I'm not gonna guzzle it. Anyway, my point is I drink. I might get a drink every day, and she's like, "Wait, that's a lot of alcohol in your system," and I know it's poison. I know it, but like I said, this is about bottle number 8 right now. I'm thinking I'm flushing it out, but you're telling me.
Where does your water come from?
It's still there. We just had that show last
Like it says purified drinking water.
Watch.
Read the ingredients. What the ingredients say? What the ingredients say?
This is for the guest last week. We had a guest last week talking about this, what y'all are just talking about, and he said,
"You forgot that fast."
No, it's just that
I'm gonna drink the rest of this water I bought.
We haven't had an opportunity to get the water filtration system yet, and you're kind of right. We bought this water, so I'm kind of like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Because the water at home is bad, coming out of the faucet. This is bad, so what am I supposed to drink?
Spring water.
Spring water.
Natural,
water. Good old natural spring water.
Yep. Get you a filtration system. a good filtration system, something that's going to help the pH in the water. If you cannot do that, just always buy spring water, natural spring water.
And that's
It's still
including cooking too.
It's
Cooking with spring water. If you're going to boil potatoes,
It's still
But,
in a
but
plastic
I will
bottle.
say this. I will say this. This water is better than nothing. No water.
yeah,
It's better
Exactly.
than Coke. But and let me tell you why. Let me tell you why it's important. Okay, so cancer and other diseases cannot live in an alkaline body. They cannot survive
I've heard
in an alkaline body.
I've heard that. Drink alkaline water.
You not necessarily alkaline water. You want your body to be alkaline. You want your pH and your body to be alkaline, not alkaline water. You want spring water because that promotes natural alkalinity in your body.
Okay.
So when you have to think about the pH in everything that we eat. That chicken that maybe chicken that I ate today from KFC. There's no alkalinity. The pH in that is really low, and even in the vegetables that we eat, the pH in different it's different. So you want to have your body your alkalinity with a higher pH because disease and cancer and all that cannot survive in a.
You cheated
Not you.
and ate
Wait, you knocking at
KFC?
KFC? You got a question mark?
Man, listen, let me tell you.
No.
You cheated and ate KFC.
I had to get up here. We had an appointment. Y'all didn't want me late.
Excuses.
You're right, though.
I'm just playing with you.
No, you're absolutely right.
We all. I used to be in the gym all the time, and the guys that I worked out with were like, "Man, you eat whatever you want because they're on a strict diet." And all that. Okay, dude, you're on stage, and you have to be. Your muscles have to striate a certain way, and this, that, and other. I just want to look good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna eat 10 pieces of pizza, and I'm gonna come in this gym, and I'm gonna lift everything. So
He's a 10.
So.
Oh wow.
But my point is that everybody cheats.
Everybody cheats, and I'm not condoning me stopping at KFC by any means because I wouldn't tell anyone to do that because I don't think that is something that you should do. However, my mother did say, "You do as I say, not as I do."
Right.
But no, that's no excuse because that's not me leading by example or showing myself by example. But that is something. If I do flush. I fast, and I flush my system. I follow a lot when I'm doing that. I follow the Dr. Sebi method, and it's nasty as the Dickens, but it cleans me out.
Okay, tell me how do you flush?
Okay,
I told you how I flush. How do you flush?
and this is how I
Talk
flush.
about how
I
everybody
flush.
That's what we're doing.
Just for a second.
Oh, okay.
Listen,
We're going to talk about that flush. Okay, so there's a few things that I do. Number one, I get regular colonics. I know everybody's not with that, but hey, I had to do something with my system. I don't have a gallbladder anymore. And when that left, stuff started going haywire.
Okay.
And listen here. So I go get regular colonics,
Okay.
and that helps. But also, I'll fast. I'll do a water fast for 3 days, and then the rest of the days of the fast, I'll do vegetables that have higher pHs and that are going to help me. Also, I use a recipe that Dr. Sebi had that has psyllium husk, charcoal. What else?
I've heard this charcoal thing before.
You've lost me at charcoal.
It's active charcoal. It comes in the tablets. You just open the tablet. Psyllium husk, a little cheese seeds. No, sea moss is what I use, what I take during the fast. But anyway, so you shake it up and you drink it twice a day, and it helps break down and pull out all the mucus buildup in your organs and all that stuff. And I try to do that once a month. And also I try to do, because I'm on a steroid for a pinched nerve, right? Driving me absolutely bananas. But
That's why I'm living around here right now.
right, baby, listen. So I try to clean out my system because I know my body is fighting. You know, it's fighting as best it can. So I need to try to help it.
Right.
So yeah.
How important for those who are in the listening audience, listening to us at www.realtalk100radio.com or listening to us on our live feeds. I want you to tell them, Miss DEVONKA and Miss Christina, how important is getting the colon checked.
Very.
We shouldn't have to tell you something y'all already know.
Some people are living life and going, I'm
Indeed.
not going to get that checked. That feels like I got a limp wrist
Oh my goodness.
and all of that.
And that is that is the number one ignorance to a lot of the healthy choices for us to make for ourselves, because we like, oh, it's this and that. For example, even with her, she said she's also organs. So now your body has to work harder to keep up because there is something that was removed. So it's one of those things. It's not even common sense. Take care of yourself. It's just sweet. Sorry, not straight. I can't say it straight. Sweet and straight to the point. Take care of yourself. If you feel like, oh, this is gonna be something like this, first of all, you can't complain if you didn't do your research. So that's the first thing. Don't complain if you ain't did your research.
Right.
But second, you can't just use an excuse. You actually have to take the initiative. Okay, let me go get this check and go from there. This is the first time I went to the chiropractor this week in my life. I'm 33 years old and I went to the chiropractor for the first time in my life. And she was like, oh, you got a little bit. And I'm like, I got a little bit of what? And you really don't know until you get it taken care of. So just go get your colon checked.
Right.
Just go get it checked.
Look, shout out to well-deserved wellness.
Yes, they took care of us.
She is helping me get my life. Y'all don't understand.
Say it again. Well-deserved.
Well-deserved wellness. Dr. Melody Jenkins. She's down the street right down
Her and
here.
her team are awesome.
They are awesome.
They are the sweetest. But I mean, she in natural healing, no medicines or anything of that. She genuinely believes in. But it's not. It comes with all. For me to be 33 and I'm like, I didn't give birth multiple times, so I automatically have back issues because I was gonna get that epidural. It was gonna happen. But for me to go to her finally after all that time and now finding out that I have something that I could have probably been prevented, be proactive instead of reactive. But it's never too soon to tell. So still react to what you need to do.
And the thing about it was the only reason that she went was because I was in such bad shape.
Mm-hmm.
Like not even a month ago, right? About a month.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a pinched nerve between 4 and 5 back here. And then I have sciatic nerve and degeneration in my spine at the top and the bottom. Okay, cool. So your girl was in horrible shape because I'm a country girl. We chuck hay bales, we pick up heavy bags, we don't think about it. We just go and do. And I hadn't been to the chiropractor in years or anything, but it debilitated me. Like I couldn't do anything for myself. I couldn't walk. And so my doctor, she was like, you need to go to the chiropractor twice a week. You need to go to a massage therapist twice a week, and you need to go to a trainer twice a week. That is 6 appointments. Plus, I own a business, and I'm the CFO for a company. All this, and it took. And I started, y'all. Actually, I started last year. I started off, and I was doing good, and then I got to feel a little bit better. And so I stopped going because work called, right?
Yeah.
And I ended right back in the bed. And my sisters were taking care of me. Like literally straight up taking care of me. So I went back. I called Dr. Jenkins. I was like, I gotta come. And then I called my touch therapist, Mr. Brewer. I called my therapist with CB Self Care. Shout out to him. And when I tell you, when I committed, I'm like, okay, Lord, I don't know where this money coming from, but it got to come from somewhere because I got to pay for it. And I committed to going to both of them twice a week. And I have a trainer that I couldn't work with before because of the injury, but I'm starting to work with tomorrow. Actually, I think I have a meeting. It's been a world of difference. My pain, I'm actually tolerable a lot more than I was, but well-deserved wellness and CB self-care have saved your girl.
I have a similar story to tell. I'm part country and part city.
Okay.
It's okay to be both.
What's your country? Where your country?
Cleveland and Cut and Shoot.
You out there with them people.
Yeah.
I almost had to blow Cut and Shoot up one time.
I thought I was gonna have to, but I got lucky.
Oh, yeah.
I got lucky. But my similar story is that I used to own a tree cutting company, tree cutting business, and it was routine for us to go out there and pick up a 300-pound log and throw it up in a truck. The whole time, my whole crew was like, "You need to stop. We know you're big, we know you're strong, but you don't pay for that one of these days." They would get it, and they would get a dolly, and do it the right
back brace on,
and back brace on, and all of that good stuff.
Not you though, not country boy. Now.
I'm trying to show off. So anyway, now that I'm 52, that's why I'm limping around. Those of you who are watching us right now, I got a little limp going on because the sciatica has risen up out of nowhere.
Different type of pain.
Different kind of pain.
Yeah.
Different kind of pain.
And all take care of yourself so you can do for your small business for it to grow.
Right.
So well-deserved wellness. Another shout out to you. I might have to come give you a holler, especially if you're right here and you're another local business. We support local businesses. Shout out to well-deserved wellness if you're having back problems.
And CB Self-Care.
CB
Self-Care,
and well-deserved wellness. Let me get back to, I like to get sidetracked. I like long interviews, especially when we're talking about something I love to talk about. But I need to get back on track. Let's go back to HEB. Let's go back to shopping with the farmers markets. Now, I know people are out there listening and saying, they said shop local. That's all they said. Well, just like me, some people out there are going to say, that dude on HEB said shop local, I'm going to HEB. Is that the same thing as going to the farmer's market? I think I misrepresented
We can't
my
speak
question.
for them.
You can't speak for HEB.
We can't speak for HEB. We
Okay.
just gonna go by what they tell us.
Okay.
We in so many ways we speak for ourselves, but also for others, like wanting to, because everyone has a general idea of that a lot of things that we're eating and we're putting in our body is not organic, it's not full blown, the healthiest of it all. But you have those extra steps. You have like Lillie of Valley Farms to provide you with that, and also we're, like we said, because we work seasonal. So if we're not able to provide it, then it doesn't take much to find out who has it.
Okay.
But even then, if the access is limited, because we understand that access is limited for everyone. Do what you can.
Okay.
Do what you can, because a lot of the, like with Lillie of the Valley Farms and other local farmers, the pricing is totally different.
Okay.
The pricing is less. The cost of it. I mean, my apologies, because we all know that the cost of food is up there. It is high.
Right.
I mean, going to the grocery store, just in general, you're like, it knocks the wind out you, and you just getting the essentials. Right. So you have to do. There's times where you have to take the steps yourself, but others can lead the way, and you gotta talk on both sides.
I want to clarify just a little bit and add a little bit to what she said. Technically, according to what the USDA would say is local, it's within if it was grown, harvested, contained, and transported from less than 250 miles away, that is local. If it's less than 250 miles away, that is local. So in the eyes of HEB, if you're talking about HEB, the reason that he's saying is purchased local is because HEB is specific to Texas. You're not going to go to Arizona, or you're not going to go to Florida and find a HEB. It is local, local in the sense that it is Texas. Okay. And in transportation, we call that regional. Okay. Before we get to our caller, sis, can you please turn the fan off for me? It's on the right, the other side. It's a little knob.
Okay, caller, you're live on the air. Who's calling?
Hi, this is Gary Thompson. Who am I speaking with?
This is the Real Talk 100 Power Hour.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, this is Lisa. Sorry.
Hey, Lisa, hi.
But
This is Barry Thompson.
Hello, how are you?
Long time no hear from.
I'm sorry.
Long time no hear from.
That's Malcolm.
Oh, yeah.
How can we help you tonight, sir?
Well, I mean, this show is, I think, is admirable, and I think you guys should keep having shows like this and speak to promoting life and quality of life, and it sounds like that this group is all about that.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
That young lady touched on a lot of points. Especially since COVID, a lot of folk got away from eating properly, or at least in portions, and they got away from moving around like they used to. Got away from getting proper sunlight. Things start to happen the older you get, and she mentioned something about. I know she was talking about heritage and heirloom seeds, but she mentioned also something about the normalcy of buying fruit in the grocery store. And then she also mentioned Dr. Sebi, and I just thought that was very interesting, and hats off to her for following those who follow the Dr. Sebi way. And, what she's doing is needed more and more, and I can't think of anything more impactful. I mean that, more impactful, other than keeping the water clean in your house and filtered, than what she's doing. So, everybody ought to get behind that.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know her, but I wouldn't mind, coordinating with her on some things if they're in that type of position. We plan to do some stuff like that, and it seems like she's already well established in some areas, and it makes sense. It makes sense to attempt to collaborate.
Absolutely.
Tell her what do you do, Mr. Barrett?
Well, Malcolm, I wear a lot of hats, and I think the last time I interacted with you, I was helping out with Hurricane Harvey. We had 100,000 cases of Flint flu. The team put me up, the Black Heritage Society, and of course, a new group called Trees of Justice. But all of them are about the same, and that's to increase the quality of life in families, Black families primarily, and in the community that they live in and serve. And so right now, we need to know that we're being poisoned.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what she's saying.
Yes, sir.
We are being poisoned. And we're being poisoned so much that other people outside of our lineage get it too. But because we are misinformed and then we're too busy so-called trying to survive, the poison just keeps flowing in us. We need to find ways to get it out and then change it, stop the bleed like she's doing, and work on that. And how do you do that? Well, there's several folks say, hey, just go this way, go that way. She chose to go Dr. Sebi's way, and I believe that's probably the best way. I don't know if she follows KT, the arts degree, or Dr. Inky, but she does. All of those guys, they come from the Dr. Sebi culture, the Dr. Sebi's principles they use. And it sounds like that's what she's doing, and she's doing it on the ground, showing people how to grow food and what to do with it. And this is very, very, Malcolm, this is very impactful.
Yes.
This changes things.
Yes,
when you have more people talking like that.
Yes, sir. We're gonna get to what Lily of the Valley Farms actually does for the community in just a second. Thank you for tuning in tonight, Barry. Please share the video to all your friends and family, and thank you for calling in tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your support.
And Barry, she is on my Facebook if you want to send her a friend request so you guys can get together.
No problem.
All right. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for calling.
Hey, you do as well.
All
Take
right.
care.
Thank you, Barry. I hate to cut him off because he can talk.
But
I hate to
he
cut him
said
off.
some really important things. And one thing, if I could say that anything that we could do to combat this is community. We can work together to take care of each other, because I can't myself and my team, I cannot grow every single thing
By yourself.
that I need to eat
Right.
to live for my family
Right.
alone. But
If they had the carrots, you had the squash,
exactly
and he had the cows, and she had the strawberries, and so on and so forth.
community.
But people don't know anything about community anymore. It goes all the way back to raising our kids.
Absolutely, they don't, but we can learn.
There's ways around it.
There, we can learn.
Yeah,
Not necessarily ways around it, but you know, we're coming to a point. If we care about our life and if we care about where we're going to learn. We're going to learn.
Listening audience, we are with Lillie of the Valley Farms LLC, y'all. It's all about growing your own food and living a healthy lifestyle. We've been silly tonight. We've gotten off subject because I'm just that kind of guy. But for the last part of this interview, we're going to make sure our listening audience knows exactly what this company brings to our community. We kind of summed it up on that phone call. It's all about, and then she backdoored it by saying community. It's all about the community coming together and helping each other grow long, healthy lives. Is that correct?
That is.
I want you ladies for the last 10 or 15 minutes. Lisa wants to say something in a second. After she says something, for the last 10 or 15 minutes of the interview, I want y'all to just sum it up for our listening audience. You know, how your business, your small business can help the community and how they can reach you to help themselves. Go ahead.
My question is, you had brought up the topic of water earlier. What water do y'all recommend? Because they're saying bottled water is not good for you. They're saying, you know, get the filtered system. But if you're in a position where you can't do the filtered system, is there one particular kind of bottled water that you would recommend that is not, you know, that is better?
Natural
for
spring water. Natural spring water. There's so many varieties of it.
Okay.
Natural spring water. What is it going to say in ingredients? Water.
Right.
Natural spring water from, you know, Texas. We have the luxury of living in Texas where we have access to natural spring water. So in so many ways it's local. So if you don't have access to have the water filtration set up, you can put a filter on there's the smaller filters that you can put on all of your sink
Faucets.
your faucets. I don't know why I said sinks. Faucets and
Spigots.
Yeah, spigots. Yeah. Well, I was like, this ain't spigots. Yeah, country, but you know, they put it on there, put that spigot on. So I mean, like we said, we understand everyone wanting to have the convenience, and you know, like he was saying, I think Ms. Rayer made a point too in reference to everyone's like this need of just the convenience of an inexpensive. You can go to the dollar store and get some spring water. They got spring water at the dollar store. They got spring water. So it takes the smallest things to change it up. It takes it a little bit goes a long way in so many ways.
And if you look, I know we're harping on the water, and because it's important. Y'all can look up Adam Abraham on Facebook. He does a lot about water and being electric and all that good jazz, and he teaches you about systems and about water. So y'all can look that up. But what I will tell you, start somewhere. Start somewhere.
Exactly.
Even if you have to drink that water, if that's what you have, is water. It's better than that Coke. It's better than the pound of sugar that we are addicted to, because we are addicted to sugar, and that's another big issue that we have on the cellular level, because we're so addicted to sugar. But start somewhere. Drink some more water. I was talking to my touch therapist last night. Again, CB self-care. I'm shamelessly putting it out there because this man has helped save me. Mr. Massage Houston was talking to him, and he said, "You want a bottle of water?" And I was like, "Yes." But he said, "You're not going to drink it anyway." I said, "What do you mean? I walk around with this gallon of water. I drink my water because I know how important it is on the cellular level in my body." Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. One more thing before we sum up the show. with these two ladies on my right and to my left. The guy last week was adamant about, he said, yes, it's better than the Coke. But he said he went a step further, and he said that if you're like me, I'll go. We'll get donations, or we'll go to Sam's and buy 5 cases, 48 bottles in each one, and we'll sit them in the garage. He says when it's sitting in that hot garage, the chemicals are going in the water.
The chemicals
It
from
sure
the
is.
plastic.
It sure is.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
The chemicals from the plastic is seeping into your water.
I just can't win, y'all. I just
But think
can't.
of the reality of it. We putting it in glass. There's limited access to water being in glass, and the weight and then the cost of it. So it's just like we said, you have to start somewhere, and it will take you further than you believe. If you just give yourself just that extra step. Yes, you get the plastic water within plastic, because even though he was giving y'all the information, I'm not knocking down for what he said. It's just one of those things. We have to think of the world that we live in and the convenience that we have and the availability to us. Go get you some spring water.
Let's go get some spring water and be done with it.
I want to add this. The question was asked, what Lily of the Valley Farms is doing for the community.
Yes, ma'am.
So I want to address that. One of the major things that we're doing now, we have a DPA. It's business to business development services. And we specialize in helping small businesses within our community grow. Small farmers, I help them get started. Small businesses, I help you get your business started. I help you do your LLC, your C Corp, your whatever, your 501c3. We help you get your paperwork and everything in order from beginning to funding. If you need funding through the USDA, we help you go from scratching the surface of this is what I want to do to applying for that grant. And I think that has been one of the, besides feeding the community, that has been one of the major things that has allowed us to make a difference in a lot of people's lives, because a lot of people don't know. They just don't have the knowledge base, or they don't know how to do the due diligence to get the information. So I'm like, okay, Lord, you gave it to me. What do I do with it? So we've honed everything in. So those small farmers, or those minority farmers, or even these small businesses and minority business, whoever, we can help them build a community. As long as we're putting back in the community and keeping it local and trying to make the community thrive, we're great. And so that's primarily what we do next door.
Next door. I'm glad you brought that up. Why are you stalking us or something? What's next door?
Yeah, absolutely. I had to go where the followers are. I know the people are here. So I think that this is the perfect place, because you all are so in touch with the community and you do so much for the community. So someone can come to you all for resources, and you may not have it, but you can say, let me see if DEVONKA and Christina know somebody or can do it.
Exactly.
So it's teamwork, it's community, it's all of us trying to figure out how to make a better future for all of us.
Exactly. You hit the hammer on the head right there, because me and Lisa do a lot, but sometimes we're just like, okay, we need somebody else to do that. Yeah. And that's where y'all come in, because hey, I don't think I have a green thumb. I don't know. I think I have a brown.
I kill cactus.
No.
And kill
Yes.
cactus.
No, kill cactus. Yeah. But
I bet you can keep that goat alive.
I can
Yeah.
and spoiled, but I won't eat it because I already spoiled it. But I will tell you, I've always wanted to grow my own, like, jalapenos and tomatoes and stuff like that. Even though I might kill them, I still want to. I've always wanted to do that, and I've had the little, cups and stuff at my windowsill, and I've tried the yard thing, but it's just not my thing. But I would do the windowsill thing just to have the fresh herbs and the tomatoes and stuff. I would still do that. I love that idea.
You may be good at one of those things, and you end up growing the best tomatoes and sell them. And guess what? You come to us so we can help you get it all planned out to where you can have your stand or you can have your storefront. So that is part of what business to business development services provide. We do that we help you with that detail work, the things like, even for example, you're not required to have an LLC in the state of Texas. You're not required, but that LLC gets you further compared to you're just starting yourself out with your business. Everybody, there's so many things that we can look at for you and do for you, and the services that we can provide to, cross all your T's and dot all your I's. I think that's pretty much in a nutshell what business to business development services does. So we're a small business helping other small businesses in so many ways. But we have this niche where we think of everything, the details of it, and it takes that. You still, of course, doing your due diligence and your work, because it's your small business, but we're here to support you and provide that service for you in all the ways, in the most simplest way. And us being some country girls that comes with the territory, like we pay attention to everything, the littlest of details, but we got your back. And that's the southern in us. We good people. We want to help. We want to help others, and we will continue with that.
And like Lisa, once you grow those tomatoes and you make that awesome salsa that you're going to make because you're always cooking and you're going to do it on your show, Miss Wendy over here with H&A Call Center Solutions is going to take all your orders, all your calls. So you see how it runs together.
Okay. Well, since you're giving her more ideas, we have to end the show right now.
So I'm gonna give her something else to start. Wait, hold on. So you got us now. So tell them you can do it because you ain't doing everything by yourself.
Exactly.
I can't handle no more, y'all. I can't handle no more businesses, not right now, until one carries the others. But we're with Lily of the Valley Farms LLC. They want you to start growing your own foods.
Yes.
Hopefully you can grow if you live in an area, of course. Let me ask that question. If you live in the right area, I guess you can already plant your own food and eat what you kill.
It's the right area. You can do it
in the state of Texas, you can hunt on 5 acres or more. First of all, let's clear that up.
Right.
If you're hunting and gathering, you can hunt on 5 acres or more in the state of Texas. You can also, depending on where you live, some of our neighborhoods, because they have HOAs and stuff like that, everybody can't have chickens, or they can't grow their own proteins to eat besides rabbits. A lot of HOAs will let them have rabbits or whatnot. But you can, I don't care if you're on a balcony, you can have a container garden, you can have trellises, you can grow all kinds of things, and you can trade with the person that is in the country that does have goats or is killing a cow or is doing whatever. It's a system. You work together to get what you need.
Yes, it's a full circle. Everyone gives, it just comes back. It comes back.
I witnessed it firsthand, and I didn't know what I was witnessing out in Cut and Shoot. One guy had a chicken coop, and I forgot if it was daily or weekly, but they would lay thousands of eggs. And he had gotten old, so he wasn't old enough to go out here and get to gather these eggs, but he was too old to go out and hunt and cut the hog and skin the deer and all that. He was too old for all that. So he would take his eggs and get his deer meat from down the street.
Yeah.
It's
that's
not
exactly what that is.
That's a natural way of currency.
That's the country way.
The country way. But if you think about it, it's always been trade.
Yep.
It's always been trade. So that's the most organic way of currency. Yeah. Of trading.
Most organic way of trading.
Of doing things. Yeah.
Of doing things. Yeah.
So community, I hope you've gotten the message tonight. The message is, in short, that these two ladies here are going to teach you how to grow your own produce, grow your own meat, or hunt your own meat. I'm sure they know how to hunt. They from Hempstead, y'all.
Hey, Louisiana now. Hold on. I claim Texas to a certain percentage. But home is always Louisiana.
Don't forget that spherical force.
The spherical force from Louisiana.
All right.
but they want to teach you. Make sure you follow their pages at Lily of the Valley Farms LLC on Facebook and Instagram, and then Business to Business Development Services. Is that also on Facebook and Instagram?
It will be really shortly.
Really shortly. Okay. Really shortly. But they, first of all, they want to show the community, show the world that it's all about the community. Mr. Jackson down there at the end of the street can raise cattle naturally, and then she and Christina here can raise the watermelon she mentioned earlier, or maybe the lettuce and tomatoes down the street, and we all as a community can feed the community, and we won't be killing ourselves with all of these preservatives that we're getting out of the grocery store, all of these pesticides that are being sprayed on our crops. That won't be happening if we grow it ourselves. Now, after you get started, then they want to get with you and they want to consult with you to learn how to grow your now business.
Absolutely.
Did I sum it up right?
You did.
You did.
I didn't mess it up.
Look at you. Go, Malcolm, go.
We've come to the end of this interview, ladies, but I always come to this question at the end of every interview, and because I hate for y'all to get in your cars and go home and forget anything that you might have wanted to say to our listening audience. Now, I know y'all are right next door, but you might be leaving and headed home. So at this point, I have to ask both of you, is there anything else that we left out that you want to let our listening audience know about your business?
Come see us.
We are here for you.
Yeah.
If we don't know the answer, we're smart enough to do our due diligence. And one thing is for certain, and Christina's not either ever going to tell you we know when we don't. I'm going to find someone smarter than me to figure it out. Regarding Lily of the Valley Farms, we are 5th generation farmers. The soil is in our blood, and we love it. It's who we are, and it's important to us that businesses come up out of that soil. And that's why we do what we can for everyone to help them with their business.
One last question. What can they get from Lily of the Valley Farms right now?
They can get
as far as
anything,
natural products.
anything they want, because I have a network of local farmers that is deep right now. Because we are here, we don't have anything in crop. We have a big hay meadow where our watermelons and squash and everything normally is. It's a hay meadow right now. But if you need, we have the inside to all of the really, really, really good farmers markets and local farmers.
I'm gonna reach out because I love my veggies, and if I can eat naturally, that'll fix my problem of eating all that other and think I'm flushing it out. That other won't be there anymore.
Absolutely.
So that's all we got tonight, y'all. We have to close out, but y'all keep it locked to Real Talk 100 Radio, because up next, if you're in the visual arts, if you're a model, if you're a fashion designer, this next show is for you. It's Crazy Creativity with Miss Wendy Quick from 8:30 to 9:30 tonight, y'all. Y'all keep it locked to Real Talk 100 Radio. We have been with Lily of the Valley Farms LLC. Y'all make sure you go follow them on Instagram and Facebook, and their other consultation business will be on social media very soon. They do consultations with small businesses and help them get to the next level. That's what the other part of the business does. But hey, community, it's time to come together. That's what, if you're just now tuning in, this interview was all about coming together as a community and growing our own crops, growing our own meat instead of eating all the preservatives and junk we eat out of the grocery stores. That's a whole nother show, shutting down grocery stores. That's what's going to end up happening if the community comes together. The money will stay in the community.
Absolutely.
I just opened up another can of worms. I gotta go before I get shot over by the DJ. Y'all tune in to Real Talk 100 Radio Power Hour every Tuesday from 7 to approximately 8 o'clock, where we're gonna highlight, create awareness. We're gonna empower and uplift other small businesses, because that's what we do here at Real Talk 100 Radio. We're out until next week. Peace.